Hi everyone, this is Tina and here I am with Nalini from Chalice of Wisdom for some joy sprinkles. Here we go. Joyful connections. We're having a wonderful opportunity to connect here. I'm in Bali at the moment and Nalini is joining us from France. So global, is that right?
That's true.
Yeah, just making sure with all the travels. So here we are, global, wherever you are in the world watching, welcome, welcome. And yeah, I'm just really looking forward to having a chat and to hear about what's up with the energy. We're heading into the solstice and 2017 is almost over. And what's in store for us?
I know. Well, there are a lot of things, I mean, thanks for having me again, Tina. It's really fun, but there's a lot in store for us. The first thing that just popped up when you said that was just the numerology. And so 2017 is a 10-year, which can also translate into a 1 year. So it's a completion and a new beginning, just to really, streamline it, really give you the Reader's Digest version. And 2018 is an 11-year. Now, an 11, as a lot of you know or may not know, is a master number. 11 stands alone. Yes, you can reduce it to 2 as one does in numerology, but with 11, 22, 33, etc., you don't really do that, at least with the first 3. It stands alone. And it represents a portal or a gateway or doorway, the pillars of heaven, whatever you want to talk about. So it's definitely going to be a year of transition. The interesting thing is we've gone through a lot of the transformation. It may not look like it, but from the inside out perspective, we've gone through a lot of the transformation, the transforming. We're in the last phase of it right now. And next year is when the transition into the new stuff really, really begins. And so we will have that for about the next 7 years. We're heading into a new cycle, which ends in about 2025, if we're counting a 7-year cycle. And this is actually for the creating of new realities that we want to inhabit, and not so much doing anything with the old ones. I mean, it's really funny from a certain point of view, from a certain perspective, and certainly from sort of my assignment. It's just leave them well enough alone and let them do what they're going to do, which is basically crumble in one way or another. So it's a really exciting time to do that. And the time we're in right now, we've just come out of this sort of in-between, kind of the in-betweens, the seams between the worlds. We're entering the solstice window right now. And this is this huge updraft. It's like if you think of a raptor in a thermal, gliding in a thermal high up, we're being taken up at love speed, just this huge thermal up. And this is not the kind where we're going to be dropped back down. I mean, we are up leveling into the levels of vibration and light. I mean, light is everything. Light is the light in the dark. That's the kind of light that I'm talking about, so no polarization, no good or bad, just the stuff we're all made of, star stuff. So that is up leveling on the planet. It's everyone. And so does that mean that like the whole world's going to become enlightened? No, that's not going to happen on this planet ever. And it's just not. It's just there were collective decisions made and that's not going to happen. And does that mean that everything's all going to turn into sweetness and light? Well, that depends on us. It depends on us clearing our own fields and doing our own work. But this updraft is just tossing us pretty much as high as we can go, each and every one of us, every blade of grass. So it'll be anyone's guess and everyone's observation what happens after this, like within the first quarter of next year. It's an incredible opportunity. And I got an email from someone earlier this morning saying, oh, I still have my old pattern of being left behind. It's like, leave those suckers at that curb right now, because it's really the wrong way to think about it. The way to think about this is this is being crafted. How good can it get? One of my favorite physicist healers, Cynthia Sue Larson, says that her expression is, how good can this get? Right. And I love that because it's really true. You look at, well, for years we said this or something better, but we kind of said it like, this is something better, with our hands folded in our little spiritual, position. It's like, nah, we really have to go into, really, we have no idea how wonderful it could be when all of this transition happens, the post-transformation transition happens. And so if you want to hold an expectation, hold that. And is your old life crumbling? Well, if you haven't done certain dissolution type things, yeah, probably. It's a good thing. It's a sandcastle, and there's a big wave coming. So really this updraft it's of purity. It's of, kindness and compassion and joy. It's just, we're not talking sprinkles here. We're talking, a full on like deluge. Yeah, exactly. An avalanche of joy. Yeah. So we're really, our vibrations are being raised. So anything that any of us, can do to creatively collaborate with the light and the joy, not with anybody's agendas. There's a difference. That's going to just lift everyone higher. It's like the more that we support that in one another, the more it builds. And this upsurge is just a huge support for building that light. So that's what's going on. This is going to be amazing. So if for a few days over the solstice you feel tired, or anybody, or like you're not quite in your body, try and be in your body. Go outside in nature. Try and really be in there, because that's the best thing to be able to do for it. If you're not, something else will try, because there are a lot of things trying to hold on and stay on the planet that really don't belong here anymore. So, just go with it. Literally just go with this upsurge of light, and this is going to be an amazing solstice. Yeah, it's just, I'm enjoying the feeling of it, and watching the light patterns as they shift.
Beautiful. Oh, it feels so exciting, and it's really, I really do sense it's like the last few weeks there has been so much activity happening with the planet, and, volcanoes erupting, and earthquakes and floodings and deluge of rain, coming down. Yeah.
No, it's not over yet.
But noticing that, it's fascinating. Like I said, I'm in Bali at the moment, and it's so interesting because it really it is what it is. It's what the attitude here is, and I love that, because it's really, they know, Mother Nature is going to do what Mother Nature is going to do, and the greatest impact that we can have is to lighten the F up and to just,
go with it.
Yeah,
Exactly. Just go with it. We are not the top of anyone's food chain. We never have been. And this is one of those passages where the bipeds are going to learn that. It's like nature has always been in charge and on this world, and will continue to be.
Yeah. And when really allowing yourself to spend time in nature and to be there, it's just, like really honoring the beauty that is everywhere, right? And then being able to bring more and more and more of that into every day. I love that.
Yeah.
All right. So apart from the solstice energy we're in this right now, there's so much other stuff going on as well. Is there anything that you would recommend for maybe like a daily practice to be able to just stay in the body and to be able to really be optimized with as much ease and grace as possible?
I would. There's you use this one. There's a meditation that I have a recording for, the Be the Field or meditation, or clearing the field meditation, and that really is helpful. It's actually just consciously bringing the light through the body, and you can do that after a meditation, or after a yoga practice, or after a walk in nature, or during, or anything like that. Just really bringing the light through the body. Definitely time in nature as much as you can. It's almost like that daily box tick thing. Have I been in nature today? And if not, what's wrong with me? Because I'm not doing what's best for my body. And then as far as like input goes, it's really listening, like throwing out all the rules about what you should or shouldn't eat or drink, and really listening. Like sometimes the body just really won't want anything. Other times it will be, something that maybe you haven't eaten for a while, and, be careful if your body doesn't know how to digest something anymore. But at the same time, really listening. And then, yes, one of the things that's been coming up again that hasn't for a long time is really honoring and revering the elementals and nature. Like I've started to do sacred circle again. Like for years, every morning I would get up and I'd go outside, no matter what the weather, and do, sacred circle of gratitude, just the directions and all the beings and the attributes and the assets. And I have my own meditation of that I'm probably going to re-record now and do a new one, because it's so important right now, the gratitude for the help that we're being given. And we really are, all of the different kingdoms, the stone people and the standing people, the trees, the green world, all the creature beings, and then all of the devas, the angels, whatever you want to call them, all these beings are helping, are assisting Gaia, not specifically us. It's good to remember, but also they want to be of assistance if we invite them in. And nature really, truly just wants to be appreciated and honored. So it's that. It's not a fear thing, like, oh, if I propitiate nature, she won't come back to bite me. That all depends on vibration and consciousness. You could be standing 3 feet away from someone who the earth falls out from underneath, or that could be you.
Yeah.
It all depends on vibration, and it's not to be afraid of. It's what is, right? But it's just that honor and gratitude. So I've really been feeling that, and I've been feeling the request from the land, from nature, saying, pay a little bit of attention. And I ladle quite a bit of light. So, it's like you're basically, that's what you're doing. The love that you are is you're ladling that light into the natural world and saying, thank you. Not so much, oh, please help me, protect me. I mean, you can do that if you're having a bad day, I guess, but it's not optimal. It's really just thank you. Thank you for being. Thank you. Without you, our bodies wouldn't exist. Without you, we couldn't survive. There's nothing sustainable that isn't nature. So just that gratitude, that really helps. And whatever way you're guided to do it, if you have a labyrinth or a medicine wheel, walk it. If you have, if you have a way to just be outside, even if it's a 2-foot square patch of grass on a busy city street, find it and tell it thank you for surviving in that environment.
Yeah.
I mean, just anything you can do like that. Yes.
Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah, please do re-record that. That will be really good. Yeah, it's like having the toolkit of the supportive practices for everyday life, and really bringing that into becoming a new habit, huh?
Yeah, well, it's interesting because it's an ancient way, and it's funny because we talk about the old cycle, and nothing in the old cycle will work, or if it does, it will work differently. But this is an ancient way that's really born of divine wisdom, and so it's kind of like ancient way applied in a new format, maybe.
Yeah, beautiful. Oh, well, that's very inspiring and exciting, and feeling the energy of what becomes possible. The question that I ask myself often is like, wow, I wonder how much more joy can I experience today? It's a similar thing as to, wow, how good can it get?
That's a good, exactly. And that's a good reminder, just that, like, how much joy is available right now, or even just, all right, what is good about this moment, even if you can't quite manage the joy in that moment, because people are really having a hard time. I mean, this full moon that we just had, I do not know an unkicked ass on the planet. In one way or another, it got everybody in one way or another, and you might not know that, you might not have felt it, or, oh yeah, that was this past weekend, that was kind of weird. It was that reflected light just bouncing onto the planet. So yeah, even in a moment that's really tough, or you've just been in a stew for a while, it's what is the good in this moment, because there is some. What is the light in this moment? What is the joy in this moment? What's possible? Because that's where we're moving. Everything we're moving into is actually sort of quantum speak, quantum reality, where it's a whole different way of thinking, of computing, of being. And it's how, the animals and the plants and our cells actually work. It's how particles actually function. Our minds are finally catching up, or about to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exciting. All right. So for everyone watching, if anyone's interested in joining the Solstice Gathering, then go to chaliceofwisdom.com and you will find the events on there, and come and join. Those are always amazing. And is there anything else that maybe give us a little preview of some of the upcoming new attractions in 2018?
Wow. A lot more turbulence. The seismic events are not going to stop. The weather things are not going to stop. This is just the adjustment. This is the transition into the physical of everything that has changed and is changing. So basically expect the unexpected, for 2018 as far as what's happening. And a lot of light. There's a huge influx of light. This could take many forms. There are many prophecies about this time. Any prophet just sees from within their own context. So it's not good to take it too literally. When I see forward, I can see, but everything changes all the time because we live in a universe or multiverse of infinite possibilities. So any one of an infinite number of things could play out. So is it possible that 2018 could be just smooth sailing? There is a possibility reality out there like that, and there will be moments of that for each of us. But the trend of it is that the Earth is going through a huge shakeup. And this year will be part of that, but it's being shaken by the light, and the light is intelligence. We're talking the love field, the infinite, what other people call God. This is what's shaking us, and so it's a good thing. That is intelligence, and it knows what to do. And we don't. If we did, things would be a lot different. Right? But we don't know what to do. So it'll really be what you've described about being in Bali. Be with what is. What is. Be with that, and just let the grace come through and do what it's going to do. And then start building. It's time to start building with that light as we get tossed into these new fields. It's time to start playing with it and start creatively collaborating with what there is to create, and see what happens at the same time. It's kind of expect the unexpected, having no roadmap, not knowing what you're building and doing it anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, it feels to me like a completely up leveling again of like trust. Just really, really, really living that.
This is like trust right down to the particle cellular level in ways that our minds really have no comprehension of how to do, and they're about to learn, because that's what's going to happen.
Beautiful. So time in nature and really gratitude, expressing gratitude and appreciation in all directions for all the elements, and just really letting go of all the old rules, all the shoulds, and letting yourself be informed.
That really, if that word is still in your vocabulary, go kick a big fat Sharpie to your dictionary.
Rip the page out.
No. I don't know. There might be other good words on that page, but not that one.
Control Alt Delete. There we go. Yeah. And so just really being open to letting ourselves, what I like that, you say, expect the unexpected, because even with that, it's like looking to see, okay, if you've been used to thinking that your body requires certain things, for example, well, what if something completely unexpected you never would have anticipated or even imagined before becomes available for you? And you're like, oh, wow, that's amazing,
Exactly. Or your body just says, I want this, I need this. And we all have our habits or our diets or whatever, and you'll say no, and you don't do that. If it wants 100 of them, you may think about it. But no, just like there'll be these impulses, and it's like there's something in that the body wants. I'll do that with certain things, like certain foods that I just know my body doesn't process that well. It's not even whether it's good or bad. It's just and the body will say, I want that. And so I'll ask it. I've learned, what is there in that? What is it about that you're really wanting? And you're showing me that as the poster food for for the nutrition that you really want. Because we both know that one doesn't process too well. So, and in that moment, that might be one of the things that change just for that moment. Or, the relationship that I have with that voice of the body now is it'll say, well, it's this, and it'll be like the sugar or the salt or the casein or it'll be some amino or something. And it'll be, oh, okay, well, I can get that another way. Would you be happy with that? Usually, so
yeah, it's so
it's
cool.
just really, really learning. You know, I mean, the creature beings in nature, they go run to exactly the right herb. They know, their body knows by the smell, the feel, the energy, what they need to keep themselves balanced.
Yeah, beautiful. Oh, well, thank you for sharing. And again, for everyone watching, do go check out chaliceofwisdom.com and join the Solstice gathering and the other events coming up for the new year. They're always beautiful. And I always look forward to them. And so many exciting new things coming up. So thank you, Nalini, for
You're welcome.
being you and for everything that you share with us. And yeah, look forward to many more joyful collaborations.
Thank you, Tina.